make a comic, I need you to watch this video before you do anything else, because I made every single one of these mistakes and they cost me a boatload of time, money, and a ton of frustration. What's going on, everyone? I'm Jesse Conger from Good Days Entertainment, and I'm in the middle of creating my own comic series right now. Actually, I've got a crowdfunding campaign running with only a few days left, and I want to pull back the curtain on everything I wish I had known from day one. These aren't theoretical mistakes. These are my mistakes. And if I can save you from making even one of them, this video is worth it to me. Now, whether you're a writer working with an artist or you're an artist doing your own work, this video is for you. Both paths have traps. I'm going to cover them all as best as I can. I've got 5 mistakes for you today. Count them. But stick around with me till the end, because there's a bonus 6-1 that I almost didn't include. It's the one that personally cost me the most. I had to scrap 2.5 issues of my comic series and start completely from scratch. I'll tell you this whole story at the end. Let's get into it. Quick background on me. I won't spend a whole lot of time on this, but I'm not coming at you as some expert who has it all figured out. I'm coming at you as someone who is in it, I've learned the hard way, and I want this community of comic creators to be smarter and more prepared than I ever was going out the gate. My goal with this channel is simple. I'm going to document everything I'm learning about making comics, publishing them, the process, the people, the business side of it, so that you don't have to stumble through it blindly. Now, 5 mistakes. Let's go. Mistake number 1, and this one seems obvious in hindsight, but I did the opposite, is trying to lock in your script before you've thought about how it's going to look. Here's what I did. I spent weeks, I spent months perfecting my script, panels, dialogue, pacing, everything. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I was being prepared. But here's the thing nobody tells you. A comic script and a prose story are not the same thing. Comics are a visual medium. What you write on the page has to translate into images. And if you haven't thought about that translation, you'll end up rewriting a lot. Now this applies differently depending on where you're at. If you're working with an artist, your overlocked script can actually create friction in the collaboration. Their style, their strengths, the way they naturally compose a page, all of that should influence your script. If you've already finished it, you've closed off that creative conversation before it started. Some of your clever dialogue might be totally redundant once it's drawn. Some scenes that read great on paper just don't work visually. If you're the artist doing your own work, this mistake shows up differently. It shows up in the panels that feel disconnected, or pages where the flow doesn't pull the reader's eye naturally from panel to panel. And the fix for that actually starts in the script. If your script clearly describes each scene, the action, the emotion, where characters are in the space, what the reader should feel moving from one panel to the next, your art will follow. The more specific and visual your script is, the better your panels will flow. And over time, as you draw more, that visual instinct becomes second nature. My advice for everyone: get your story concept solid. Know your characters, your arc, your major beats, but write your script visually. Think about each panel as a camera shot. Think about pacing the way a film editor would. Leave room for the art to breathe. I like to describe the panels and put in my dialogue, sound effects, that information, and then give the artist that room to use their creative nature. My advice for everyone: get your story concept solid, know your characters, your arc, your major beat, write with flexibility, and always think in pictures. Mistake number 2, and this one is huge. I had no idea how many different rules go into making a professional comic book. I thought writer plus artist equals done, right? Wrong. Now this is obvious to a lot of people, but not everybody, so I gotta say it. There's the penciler, the person who does the foundational line drawings. There's the inker, who refines and defines those lines. Then there's the colorist, who brings the world to life with their colors. There's the letterer, who handles all the dialogue bubbles, balloons, sound effects, and text. And yes, this is an art form all in itself. It's huge. And there's the cover artist, who sometimes isn't even the same person doing the interior pages. Some artists do multiple roles, some do just one. Some are incredible pencilers but mediocre colorists. Now, if you're hiring, when I first started reaching out to artists, I had no framework for this. I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't know what to look for in a portfolio. I wasn't vetting for the right skills because I didn't know what skills I actually needed. Before you approach a single artist, just do your homework. Map out exactly what your comic requires. Then you can vet candidates properly and know whether their portfolio actually matches your needs. If you're doing it yourself, this matters just as much because you need to honestly assess where you are strong and where you're not. Are your inks solid but your colors flat? Is your lettering pulling readers out of the story? Knowing these roles gives you a map of your own skill set. You can either level up intentionally in the areas you're weak or bring in help for just those specific pieces. A lot of solo creators do everything themselves except lettering, for example, and that's a totally valid approach once you understand what lettering actually is. Know the full production pipeline, whether you're staffing it with other people or doing it all by yourself. You need to know what all the jobs are. Okay, mistake number 3. This one is mostly for writers and creators who are hiring artists, but if you're an artist doing your own work and you ever plan to collaborate, commission covers, or bring on help at any point, you should listen up to. I did not understand pricing. I didn't understand how to negotiate, and I definitely did not have a real contract in place. Here's what I learned on pricing. Comic art, good comic art, is not cheap, and it shouldn't be. You're asking a skilled professional for hundreds or even thousands of hours of their time. Do your research. Look at what artists in your style range charge per page. Talk to other creators. Know the market before you make your first offer. On contracts, get everything in writing. I cannot stress this enough. Your contract should cover how many pages per batch, what the payment schedule looks like. Are you paying per batch or a deposit up front? Your timelines and deadlines, and what happens if deadlines are missed. And here's when I learned the hard way. Never pay an artist in full before the project is done. I know, it's a no-brainer, right? Work in milestones, pay per batch, protect yourself. On revisions. Revisions are completely normal. They are part of the process, but you need to have a clear, agreed upon revision policy up front. How many rounds are included? What counts as a revision versus a new request? Be realistic. Don't ask for the moon, but also don't be afraid to ask for what you need. On rights, this one is critical. Who owns this comic? Is the artwork solely yours as the author, or is it shared with the artist? This needs to be spelled out clearly in your contract before a single page is drawn. Don't assume, don't have a handshake agreement. Put it down in writing. And for the artist doing your own work, you still need to think about rights. If you ever collaborate, sell prints, license your work, or bring on a co-creator, protecting your work starts early. Mistake 4 is a critical one, but it will save you so much grief down the road. And this one applies to everyone, whether you made the art or someone else did. Always keep layered files. That means PSDs from Photoshop or whatever native file format your program uses, not just flat JPEGs or PNGs. If you're working with an artist, make this a contractual requirement from day one. Deliverables include layered source files, the full shebang. Because the flat image is just the final baked result, but the layered file has everything broken apart. The final art, the colors, the text, the shadows, all the separate files. That means if you ever need to make an edit, even a small one, you can. I have pages where I only have the flat version, and there have already been moments where I needed to make a small tweak and I couldn't because I didn't have the layers. If you're the artist doing your own work, please build this habit now. Save your working files. Don't merge everything down and throw away the original, because future you is going to want to pull an asset for advertising or fix a speech bubble without redrawing the whole panel, or even repurpose artwork for merchandise or submit to a printer who has specific file requirements. The layered file is your master copy. Protect it. Always deliver flat images to the world, but always keep the layers for yourself. And mistake number 5. This one isn't technical. This one is personal, and it applies to every single person watching this, no matter where you are in the process. I waited too long to share what I was building. I think a lot of creators do this. You want to wait until it's ready, until it's polished, until you have something impressive to show. You don't want to put yourself out there before you feel like you've earned it. But here's some more truth for you. The people who build real, loyal audiences, they bring people along for the journey, not just the highlight reel at the end. If I had started sharing my process from day one, the wins, the setbacks, the lessons, the behind the scenes of finding any artist and making pages, I would have a community right now. People who are invested, people who care, people who share because they've been part of the whole story. Instead, I'm here with a crowdfunding campaign that I need to push hard on, trying to build momentum that should have been building for months, if not years. Don't make that same mistake. And this is just as true for artist creators. You're sitting on sketchbooks full of character designs, half-finished pages, studies, experiments, and none of it's online because you're waiting until it's ready. Post it. People want to watch art come to life. They want to root for you. Start sharing now. Share your idea, your sketches, your progress, your struggles. Be genuine. Offer to help other creators in their journey. Show up consistently. The audience will come, but only if you let them in. You don't need a finished product to build a community. You just need to show up. Okay, I promised you a bonus mistake at the beginning of this video, and here it is. This one is the most expensive lesson I ever learned in this process. We need to talk about AI. Now, wherever you personally stand on the issue of AI in comic creation, that's your business. I'm not here to tell you what's right or what's wrong. But I am here to tell you this, whatever your position is, you need to make it clear from day one. Here's what happened to me. This was back in 2022, early days of AI in creative work. It wasn't on everyone's radar the way it is now. I was new to comic creation, I had found an artist, and we were making pages. I was stoked, and somewhere along the way I started noticing things. Something wasn't right. Certain pages had that quality, and if you've seen AI generated or AI modified images, which I'm pretty sure you all have, you know what I mean, where it's subtle, but it's there. My artist had been using AI in the work, we had never discussed it. I had never thought to ask. It genuinely wasn't on my radar in 2022. But here's the thing, I did not want AI in my comics. That was a hard line for me, and by the time I figured out what was happening, the damage was done. I had to scrap 2.5 issues, start completely over, all of that time, all of that money, all of that creative energy gone, because we never had that conversation up front. Now, fast forward to 2026, this conversation is non-negotiable. AI is everywhere. Artists are using it for reference, for color blocking, for backgrounds, for ideation, sometimes transparently, sometimes not. You need to know where your collaborator stands, and they need to know where you stand before a single page is started. If you're an artist doing your own work, you still need to think about this. Are you using AI tools? If so, are you being transparent about it with your audience and your community? In a world where comic readers and backers are increasingly paying attention to this, your position on AI is part of your brand whether you like it or not. Have the conversation early. Put it on your contract if you're hiring. Be honest about it if you're creating. Don't let it be the thing that cost you 2.5 issues of your comic like it did me. I say all this not to scare you, but because this is the world we're in now, and pretending it isn't there will not protect you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you are. 5 mistakes plus the bonus one I almost didn't tell you about. Number 1, write visually, think in pictures, and your panels will flow. Number 2, learn all the roles in comic production. Hire smart or level up your own skills. Number 3, understand pricing. Get everything in a contract and protect yourself. Number 4, always keep layered source files. You will thank yourself later. Number 5, start building your community from day one. Don't wait. And the bonus, number 6, address AI from the very beginning. Have the conversation. Put it in writing. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to like and subscribe because I'm going to keep making these videos like this. Everything I learn, I'm bringing back here. And if you want to support the comics I'm actually building right now, there's a link in the description below. I've got just a few days left in my campaign, and I would genuinely appreciate every single person who checks it out. Thanks for watching. Let's make some comics.